Hello there and happy holiday Monday. So in Canada, where I am, it is Labor Day today. And so we do not go to work. Well, I don't go to work. And we don't go to school yet. So school goes back. We don't start school until the day after Labor Day. Although my son is going into grade 8, and so he doesn't have to go back until Wednesday. So here we are. Okay, I am going to create today with the Reindeer Reindeer Days suite of products. The bundle is called Reindeer Fun. So I was just winging this, and then I realized I had half of the things prepped for a card I have made before, so I'm going to just do that one. Okay, the reason I am showcasing this suite of products is my next stamp camp has just been announced. I do these stamp camps with 4 other demonstrators, and we are showcasing these products. So the stamp camp includes the bundle, the DSP, the twine, and the embellishments. I will put the link in the comments. Anyone in Canada can join, and if you are in the US and you are interested, you may purchase the PDF. So yeah, this is a super cute suite. It also includes this embossing folder, which we will be using, but we will pre-emboss. You don't have to own the embossing folder. And it also, the suite includes these treat boxes, which again, you don't need to order and we are not using at all in the stamp camp. But it is part of the suite. Yeah, so super cute. I was planning to maybe do something with these reindeer, but then I realized we're gonna create this card I've already sort of prepped. But I wanted to show you these cute little reindeer and then how you make them. So it's a 3 die process, but it's super simple. So basically this die is the back, and this would be in your darkest color. So like early espresso is the most likely choice. This middle one, this one, is the one you're going to do in either basic white, which is this guy, basic white, or very vanilla, which is actually my preference. I think it sort of looks a little more natural. And then this one I did in basic beige. I was trying out all the different options. So I also like that one. I think basic white is actually my least favorite, but I think you're going to see that the most. So then you create this piece in that one, and then your top piece is going to be like whatever color your reindeer would be. So the color in the DSP is pecan pie, I want to say, pecan pie. So all of mine I did in pecan pie, but you could do like copper clay. You could do crumb cake if you wanted like a lighter colored, deer gray, you could do a gray color. But anyway, they all fit perfectly together. So it is not hard at all to create. So although you need 3 pieces, you die cut them, and then literally the pieces just all fit together. So they're super easy to glue together. And then you have this super adorable little reindeer. So super cute. And then we also have the die for, let's get this out. So they coordinate with the stamps. So you have the die for this reindeer, the die for the reindeer with the mama, or yeah, the fawn. And then there's this cute little tree. There are some things that can go on the reindeer. So you've got the little bells and like the bridle. I don't know what we'd call that. There's a bow. You can put this on your reindeer as well, like the leaves, holly leaves, bells. So all of those have die cuts. There's this really cool die cut that makes like a circle with all these leaves. And then you have this wreath, which is super cute. I was planning on maybe we were going to use this for this card, but you can see how cute the little wreath is. You can do the little bells. But this wreath will fit right around the neck of the reindeer. So if you were to make Yeah, so you can see, you can do the reindeer and then put them in the little wreath. So super cute, lots of options for this set. And then some extra dies. So anything that looks like this is always an extra die. It means it doesn't coordinate with a stamp. So you have these cute little Christmas lights. These boxes are gifts, so presents. And then this piece and this piece go on the present to be like the ribbon and the bow. Then of course you've got the big holly leaves, you've got the berries, you've got the 2 bells, and you've got this other cute little bow. So all of these are extra die cuts, these 2 as well, and then you've got the ones that coordinate with the stamps. So quite a lot for what you get, which is fantastic. And then this DSP, which we're not actually, we're gonna use one little strip in this card. And this card is a case. And I've already posted it on my page because I had made it and shown it before, but since I've got it, we'll make it again. So you've got these cute little trees, you've got these gifts and the bells. So you can see the ones I've already been working with when I was prepping for Stamp Camp. We've got all these little reindeer, and then this one with the Christmas lights. This one, which is super cute. I've seen some cute things where someone's like die cut out these little red, or fussy cut out these little Christmas birds, the candy canes, the little trees, these reindeer. What's on the back of that? All these mini holly. This one also super cute. So you can actually die cut this with the dies. So this is a great one to die cut those out of and make your little simpler card. And then, I mean, you could fussy cut this guy, or they could be background. And then you've got this big plaid print on the back of that. The trees, which we've already talked about. So yeah, these ones, some of these would maybe die cut. I'm trying to think. So whatever one matches this shape. So maybe none of these, to be honest. But you could fussy cut them for sure. And that's on the back side of the presents. We looked at the plaid already. The presents. Oh, and then this is a cute one that I've seen lots of people. So one of these, I think you can maybe die cut. No, I think these are all fussy cut. So some super cute guys on here. And that is the one that has the bells. So really cute. But I wanted to show you all these things, and then I wanted us to make a card, and I will be trying to make some other cards with this. So all these items go on sale on Wednesday, the 4th. And so of course, if you're interested in Stamp Camp, we always recommending that you register early in hopes that in case these products go orderable because they sell out, that you will already have them. Okay. So I have already done some of the stamping. So I've already stamped this reindeer, and I have already stamped the bow. And then what I have here is a 1-inch strip of this paper, but we are actually going to cut it to 1/2 inch. And I'm going to have to use this guy because my other cutter is upstairs and I didn't bring it down with me. So I'm just going to kind of cut this roughly like that, and then we are going to cut it to 1/2 inch. That is not going to be right. I think it's got to be there, 1/2 inch. Well, you know what? We're going to find out right quick, aren't we, when I measure it? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, that will work. Perfect. And then we're gonna put that aside. Okay, and what we are actually gonna do, we're gonna end up ripping this. So I'm gonna rip towards myself on an angle. And this is gonna be our template. So we want this to go across a piece like this. And so then I'm just gonna rip on this end as well, just so we have matching ripped edges. Okay, so we just have a little bit of DSP that we're going to use on this card. And then because I've made this card before, I already have a template. So what I had done is we're going to cut a piece of basic white the exact same size, and I had cut out a circle with a punch, and then we're using this as a mask for some blending. So we're going to get a piece of basic white, and we're going to get started. So this piece, this layer that we want, is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'm going to bring some other strips of white over because we're going to need them for the Merry Christmas. Okay. And so then you can see I've just got like some cheap cardstock that I've had in my stock forever that I've been using. And what I am going to do is just put a little bit of, this might still work. It is non-permanent adhesive. So it will stick to this so that when I'm blending, it's not going to go all over the place. But I can peel it off when we're ready. Okay, so we are going to blend in Pool Party. The other thought I did have, though, I've already made this card, would be to actually do this in like it was the moon. So I wonder if we should try that, because if it looks terrible, we'll just turn it over. So let's try that. So then I'm gonna use, like, I think some Lemon Lolly and some Daffodil Delight. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I've got a couple blending brushes. So I'm gonna do first Lemon Lolly. And like I said, if we don't like this, we'll just turn it over. If you don't have blending brushes, they honestly are the best. And the beauty is you don't need to have, one for every color. I have a small collection now, but I definitely don't have one for every color. I have one for like every color family probably. But once I use them, I just run them under warm water, or it doesn't really matter, I guess. I run them under water, and most of the ink comes right out. And so then you could use them with any color that you want. And then you just keep applying more ink until you get what you're looking for. So if I was smart, I would have Googled before I came on here sort of what a typical kind of moon looks like. I mean, to me, that looks okay. I wonder what it's going to look like if we add in a bit of this darker, the daffodil. So quite a bit darker, you can see. So I'm actually rubbing quite a bit off to start with. And then I might just kind of go in here, kind of like across like that, kind of. Okay. Let's see what happens. So now we're going to take this off. And you can see, it looks like we have a lovely moon. Oh, I think I'm actually going to like this. Okay, so I'm going to keep this because this is actually a pretty quick card to create. And I suspect that I'm going to make more of these when all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I need 15 more Christmas cards. Now, the next thing I did in my other version was I stamped some snowflakes. So we have this awesome stamp here of snowflakes. And then you can see we've also got like, this would be a good little one for like their little footprints underneath them. And I'm not like quite, that is little berries for in here. That's what that guy is. But this is like for on the ground, right? And then we've got our little snowflakes. So I'm gonna put that on a block. We're gonna take our pool party. Now I don't actually remember what my initial card looked like in terms of how many snowflakes I had. So I'm gonna do that just for now, and we can always add more. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm really liking this a lot so far. And then we're just gonna have like this little piece of paper here, and then we're gonna have that reindeer. So like I said, I've already stamped it. I've done it in Stays On, so you don't need to see me stamp that. You know how to stamp. But now we are gonna color it. So I know that when I colored it, I used ivory, the ivory, and then I used the pecan pie. So the ivory I did in this bit of the tail, all the under bits basically, and I did the inside of the ear. And then I also did like just at the bottom of the feet, the hooves. I don't know, what would you say? And this is because I kind of looked at how they had it on the DSP. So when in doubt, don't be afraid to look at what they have done on the DSP. That's always a great way to find out what you want. Then the dark pecan pie I took in here. I usually always do this first. I find you often have to add it again after, but, oh, I also did this color here, I believe. Oh, that side is empty. So sometimes that happens with your blends. One end will dry out. There are ways to refill them, I think. You need isopropyl alcohol or something. So I have never tried. I just use the other end. It's fine. Okay, so now we are going to take our light pecan pie. Oh, I think I also did a little bit of dark here on the ear. Okay. So I am going to I'm using the thin or the bullet end, whatever you want to call it, up here, just because it's a smaller bit of coloring. I don't want to go outside the lines. Okay, and I'm going to do that here as well. And I'm going to do it down here. And I'm going to do it here. So when you really, to get the true effect of the blending, you want to kind of go in circles anywhere where you are blending colors together. And then you want to look on the back and really see saturation. And that I learned from someone who is a much better colorer than I am, is the way to do it. So once I saw that YouTube video, and this is back when blends came out and I didn't really know how to use them, I wasn't very good at shading with them, I watched that and I have done that ever since. And for the most part, it has served me well. I mean, I still don't always know how to shade properly. Some people are amazing at it. They just know where light and shadow would be. I am typically guessing unless Stampin' Up! Has really given us one of those great stamp sets where they sort of let us know where the shading would be. Those ones are lovely. Okay, I'm going to bring out the small tip again. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ivory again and just kind of do little circles down here to sort of blend on the bottom of the legs, and just kind of blend here where I've got those coming together. Okay, and then I know what I did with my other one, and I often do this. So I took my color lifter and I just did a little bit of color lifting underneath here, the belly, and I did do a little bit of color lifting anywhere that I had the colors meeting. I just find that sometimes gives it a nice, really kind of washy, blended look. And you could also do a little bit if you wanted in the face. I might put that, but see, I've done it there. Yeah, you know what? I don't mind that. I think I'm going to color that back in now. And then, yeah, that bit looks darker. Okay, so you're going to play with that. Obviously, you're going to color as you like. I am looking for, oh, here they are, my snips. So we have to fussy cut this bow. There is no die for it. So I'm just gonna do that. I am going to leave a bit of a white border because when we die cut the reindeer, of course, we will have that white border. So that way they will look similar. I think on this one too as well, I'm gonna incorporate that great snowflake embossing folder that we had that came out last year and that carried over. So if you still have that one, I used it yesterday on something I was making, and it reminded me, of course, how stunning it looks and how easy it is to use it to take something that's kind of a simpler holiday card and just add a little bit of wow to it. So I'm always thinking ahead when it comes to holiday cards because it's one of my most popular in-person classes is like either the Stamp Camp's not in person, it's online, but that's a popular one. But in-person Stamp-A-Stacks where I have to think smart. But yes, this one you can do from anywhere. It takes place over a Saturday and Sunday morning in October, the 19th and the 20th. And if you can't join when we go live with the videos, they're all pre-recorded in a private Facebook group. So it is great for everyone, regardless of if the weekend works for you or not. Okay, so we're going to bring this guy back. We've got this piece. We are going to die cut this guy. So you are going to want some means of holding your die cut in place. And you're going to want to make sure it is lined up well. When I cut this out the first time, it must have moved a tiny little bit. It still looked good, but I could tell that I had more white edge on one side than I did another. So this is this tape is from Amazon. It's Sizzix low tack tape. There's all types of versions. I suspect lots of you have some version that you like. Okay, so that is ready to be die cut. I could probably do it in the mini even, but I never think about that. And so I usually have things on big pieces of paper. All right, let's see. The great thing about this tape too is that you can just keep using it over and over and then eventually get a new piece. Okay, good. It looks like I lined this one up very nicely. And then take that guy out. there you go. So the other thing you could do if you wanted to, you could cut away that white in between. That's what I did on my last one. And that way you wouldn't have that extra bit. And then you could just trim around there, so then the leg is separate. You don't have to, but you can. So there's our cute little reindeer. Let's put our die back so we don't lose it. All right, and then let's sort of build this card. So let's get our silicone mat, build our reindeer. I'm going to think about how this bow goes on. So it goes on the neck like that. So I want some seal or adhesive across that thin strip. That's the part that is gonna get on our reindeer, comme ça. And then our reindeer is going to go here like it is jumping. Oh yes, I love that with the moon in yellow. Oh yes, okay, I'm happy I made that choice. So we're going to put that there. So I am going to use, I think, mini dimensionals. So I'm gonna put a couple here in the head. I'm gonna put one in the tail. I'm gonna put one, can't remember if I put them in the leg. Let's see, will it fit? No, I don't think so. You could though, you could cut it in half. And do half in each leg. Just all depends. Depends how you like to use your dimensionals. If you care if every bit kind of is puffy or stuck out. Some people don't like kind of those, I don't know what you'd call them, like the sort of dead spots where you can kind of press in and it's hollow. So I'm gonna do that, like that, okay? So that is what that's gonna look like. And I'm gonna attach that now so that we're not wondering what happened to our reindeer. And then what I did on my other card, I did a loop of twine and I did our greeting. We're gonna put a cardstock layer behind this. And then I did it on a white card, but I think we have lots of options if you didn't want to. So our reindeer is going to be here, jumping in our moon. Super cute. Okay. Then what we are going to do, we are going to take this Merry Christmas, which you can tell I've already been using a lot because it's already red. And I'm going to get this stamp, or this block, pardon me. I'm gonna make sure it is straight. And then we are going to stamp it. These are all the same thickness, so that makes it easy. And we are going to use Real Red. So I am going to stamp just the Merry. And I'm basically just gonna put it in the middle of this. And then I can cut it to size. Then I'm gonna clean this off. So that I can have the border I want. And I am going to stamp up the Christmas. And now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to stamp this in the middle. Comme ça. And now we will be able to cut those and put them on our card. I'm gonna clean that off so I don't forget. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut these now. So I just basically eyeball it. And then I want basically the same border top and bottom. This is when I bring out my longer scissors so I know that I'm cutting in a straight line. So then I'm gonna try to do the same here, make roughly the same border at the ends, and then also top to bottom. Okay. I'm going to keep that. So what I did initially on my other version of this was I took a foot of twine and I think I used 2 fingers. I wound it around 2 fingers and then I just kind of placed it on here. And then on the back of these guys, we are going to, again, use dimensionals. You could use big, little, whatever your preference is. I'm going to use small ones again. I almost find I can never find my full-size dimensionals, which is often why I am using small ones. And then I always like to, before I pull the backing off, which you can see I did accidentally there, figure out how I'm gonna want this to go on here. So kind of like this. I feel like this actually needs to be bigger, so maybe, oh, I don't think I used 3 fingers. I think I'm just gonna do a looser 2 finger. So I'm just basically kind of wiggling my fingers as I loop it around there so that it's a little bit bigger. It's not an exact science. And obviously you could choose not to do the twine at all. It's just kind of a way to bring in a little bit more oh, we need the DSP. Ah, goodness. I knew we forgot something. Okay. We're gonna have to lift up those bottom dimensionals. That's okay. All right, there we go. Okay, get this on here straight. I use the grid, so if you don't have one of these glass mats and you are someone kind of like me and you struggle with getting things on straight, then I suggest you use grid paper or the glass mat or rulers, whatever you have, some sort of template to make sure that you're getting things on straight. Okay. So now, last time I framed this with garden green, but I'm wondering about framing it with something. So see, you can see my little DSP strip is crooked. So I'm just going to use one of these grid lines to sort of help me get that on there straight. Okay. And then we want a white, I had it, here's our white card base. So we're gonna put it on white, and then we are going to frame it. So I did garden green before, We could frame it in Real Red. We could frame it in Pool Party. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are for which color to frame it in. And then while I am waiting to see what you are going to tell me, I am going to emboss the white card front with this snowflake folder, like I said, that we had carryover. So I'm just going to put my whole card front in there, line it up at the fold, and I'm just going to move it over a little bit so I get that big snowflake. Okay, and I'm going to run that through. Nobody is giving me any suggestions as to a background color. It's fine. So here is the card front with the snowflakes. And then this is going to go on the front. Okay, so let's get out our cardstock choices. I'm actually going to get out Pool Party, I think, to start with. And often I will just kind of do this, right, to see. So I think I actually like that as something different. So I'm going to do a Pool Party. You know, you snooze, you lose. Let's see. Will I be able to? Oh, I can use this piece. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that's always great because you're not going to see that circle underneath. So I am going to just cut this. Oh, that's going to be fantastic. So that's got an 1/8. So I am going to go, so this is, I need to cut this at like 4 1/4. Okay, that is great news. Nothing makes me, I did something wrong. Nothing makes me happier than when I can, oh, Jillian. I needed it at 4 3/4. Man alive. After I was so excited about that. Okay, well, sometimes I would actually put it there and use it, but I don't want that little edge, and I'll use that somewhere else, so. Too bad, so sad. So we want it to be 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay. So that is going to go on there. Lovely. Did you guys do that? Even when you've measured twice? You still cut on the wrong line. So frustrating. Cardstock, it's not the end of the world, but when you do that with DSP and you're like, oh man, I only had that one, or whatever your situation is, it is not good news. Okay, there we go. And then this is going to go in here. So I can put it on here flat, or I could pop it up on dimensionals, which I think I might do this time around. So now I'm actually going to use full-size dimensionals, and I've got a lot of these border pieces, so I'm actually going to use them because they are great for this kind of thing. And then I typically put 2 kind of like that. Now, The adhesive, or not the adhesive, the embellishments that come with this set are those peppermint ones, which are adorable. We're using them a lot in the stamp camp, obviously, because they're part of what you purchased. But for this card, when I made it, I actually stuck with rhinestones. But these would actually be really cute too, these iridescent faceted gems. So how about we see what they look like? Just because we're making a, you know, a slightly different version of this. You can see I haven't even used these yet, so let's see. So I would do 1, 2, and then 1 down here. Yeah, so that's cute. Okay, so this is version 2 of this card that I had previously made, showcasing some of the items in this suite that we will be using for Stamp Camp. So this time I did a moon, we've got the snowflakes, we did the embossing folder, I've used a different gem, and I used a different color of cardstock. But hopefully this gives you a sense with me creating this card of what your options are using this suite of products. Also by me showing you the DSP, showing you how you build the reindeer, showing you all the bits that you can create with the dies. So I will do my best to get on again tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday, my son has lacrosse tryouts, so it's going to be impossible for me to get on to create anything, aside from just reminding you that it's to go and order. But tomorrow night, oh no, tomorrow he has lacrosse. Shoot, it's already Monday, isn't it? Right. Okay, I am not going to get on again. I already know that because I worked the 2 days and then I will be getting him off to lacrosse. But I might be able to create another card today that I can at least post that showcases these cute little reindeer, since I have 3 of them. I've seen some cute ideas with like circles and using all 3 of them. So I will certainly try to do that. Okay. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you, if this is not already on your list, it is on your list now. If you are in Canada and you want to join the Stamp Camp, I will put the link below, or you can reach out to me, comment or reach out to me. And then, like I said, if you are in the US, you can still get the PDF. So that's also available on the link. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.